Imagine we draw the opal. Uh-oh. Hodor's on shops. What you got for me, Hodor? This chalice on 1? Really? Interesting. Pretty sure we're letting this happen. I it's pretty interesting. Like, I think in the blind there, you're almost always naming 0, and especially if you've ever heard of my my brand, you'd be naming 0 as well, but I mean, okay. I mean, I think my force of will is better suited countering a sphere or the trinisphere or something that's gonna follow this up rather than this. Like, Chalice of 1 isn't bad versus PO. Like, I don't think I do think that this might have an effect on the game. It could definitely happen, but it's like if it was a Chalice on 0, I would just straight have to counter it no matter what. So, like, I actually think I have to counter this. It just, like, actually allows them to play Magic, which we can't have. We can't have that. They could follow up with a Sphere, I guess. They didn't have a Sphere follow up. Well, that's really good for us. That's a good draw, though. It does mean that we're not POing on this turn, which is unfortunate. Oh, wait, it's not a good draw because there's a Chalice. Oh, they got us. They got us, chat. You're right. You're right. You're right. I did realize that before I even looked at chat. It would normally be a great draw. I'm just gonna do this now. Shit. Okay, let's get this in play. I think I'm gonna hold the jet though. Okay. All right. This is fine. I want to get this in play in case they play a sphere now, in which case I can go 4-mana mentor. And I would have, at least I would have, I actually wouldn't have any follow-ups, but at least I could cast the mentor. But if they don't have a follow-up, then at least I get like 3 follow-ups. 3 follow-up triggers, so. We do have a Hercules in the main, this is true. We also have Double Island already doing dividends. All right, what do you have on 4? Is this a Karn Great Creator? That would be really, really bad for me. 6? Oh, it's a Karn. Okay, that card. I don't care about that card. That is. If this was a Karn the Great Creator, I would be in a world of hurt, and I would be very, very sad. I don't think so. I don't think so because you have a follow up too. Oh, you just have another Stonecoil Serpent. Okay. I think the trigger is more important Tuesday. I think the trigger is more important. I guess the question ends up becoming like, how many of these tops am I casting for triggers? I just kind of want to draw like a PO or something. How many tops am I playing here? Am I playing 1 top? They're gonna have upwards of 2 to 3 creatures next turn. It's really hard for me to attack through this serpent. I'm probably just gonna hold them both, I think. So they just top decked this card, and they have a Serpent in exile if they want to get another Serpent. I'm probably just going to lose to these Serpents because I don't really have a great way to... I kind of need to draw like Hercules Recall, I guess. I guess like my best draw is just POs. PO should win the game. DT for PO is fine until they play a Sphere. Merchant Scroll for PO is fine until they play a Sphere. So I have some draws, but I have a lot of dead draws too. Like I have a lot of dead 1 drops. All my Force of Wills are basically really bad. This is definitely not a locked game, and it's probably, I don't even know if I'm favored from the situation with these 2 dead draws in my hand. I kind of wish I had forced this. Obviously they would have had a Golos going off, but maybe that would have been better than whatever's happening right now. Yeah, the chalices is really annoying because I think this game was won if we didn't have a chalice on one. So because if there's no chalice on one, I get to loop these tops for as much mana as I have. So one, two, three, four, five, six triggers every turn. But I mean, if we let the Golos resolve, they get a crack at. Maybe we were just supposed to let the Golos resolve is the way to look at it. Oh, come on. That's your top deck? Bro. Hodor. Yeah, I don't think we're winning this game. That's such a it's like the best top deck in their deck, right? Terrible draw, like I said. I don't see how we're winning this game, to be honest with you. I think I'm supposed to hold up this force so that they don't play a second serpent. I guess playing a second serpent doesn't really matter because yeah, but two mentor triggers don't do anything. I mean, Trinisphere is a good card. I agree. I guess I probably fucked this game up by not countering this chalice. Maybe it just seemed like I was much more scared of a sphere follow up, or but I countered this Golos, so I don't know. Like it's usually pretty hard if you counter their for them to make like a board that does anything if you counter Golos, but they followed up with some decent cards. Um, yeah, I'm just gonna hold up force and hopefully draw Hercules Recall. I think that's the only thing that we have going for us here. DT for Hercules is not a win because I don't have any way to kill them. So, like, if I Nadia Hercules, then I think there's a shot. But yeah, it's like really, really bad. I'm not gonna lie. This draw was really unfortunate because I think we had a lot more top decks that were good if this wasn't in play. Pio is yeah, Pio I guess could work. It's possible. I'm surprised opponent is okay. They did. They went for this the Stonecoil Serpent. I was like making contracts against Mentor is really really bad. Like this card not great right now, but getting a Stonecoil Serpent is a much better choice. But we'll take a free Mentor and used all their mana for a turn. So actually I can block here if I wanted to. It's not a good block. Probably would. I'm gonna just take this. I would say. What if I time walk? If I draw time walk, I have lethal now, right? This wasn't a this attack was really really bad. This attack was really really bad. I think. No, no, no. This mentor is the way I win the game. I'm not trading my mentor. That would never happen. Why would you ever do that? I think this attack was really really awful. I think I just got a bunch more cards that are lethal. So now if I have DT, I can DT for time walk, 2 triggers, and then 2 triggers. This attack was something. I drew my Flusterstorm. Ah. All right. I mean, where does this put us here? I could kill Karn with 1 block. I have look at how much damage I have. I have 10 damage. I'm pretty sure we kill Karn with 1, hit them for 7 down to 7. I chump 1 here and 1 here and go to 1. Seems good. Attack Hodor, attack Karn. Chump, chump, go to 1. Well, I mean, I think the opponent like just should never attack with this construct. It seems like really, really bad. This is a showcase. We're playing Vintage Showcase. Like, now opponent is... If I have another spell that I could cast, and I drew another spell, I have, like, a very lethal attack coming. So opponent has to be, like, really wary of dying. I don't know. I think that opponent played this game a little fast and loose. But we might just not have the cards that we need here. If we draw a Preordain, I could cast Preordain Flusterstorm, get 2 triggers... and then if they leave back no blockers, it's lethal. So, like, this is still winnable. Yes, that is correct. Astute analysis. Yeah, I think opponent gave us a lot more outs than they should have, and we do have outs. Like, Time Walk is still pretty reasonable here. DT, Merchant Scroll, PO. PO draws a land, it's 2 spells. So, I mean, we might win this game. It could happen for sure. Come on, baby. I'll even take Preordain. Night's Whisper, Preordain. Come on, something that plays 2 spells this turn. Yes. No, wait. Yes, this works, right? Oh, priority. Cast Night's Whisper. Let's go! We stole that! We absolutely stole that! Yeah, I don't have 2 life to pay to my Night's Whisper. Who cares? Thank you, Mr. Flusterstorm. Wow. That was something else. Okay, so... Alright, I haven't actually mapped the sideboarding out, by the way. So let's do that. We got Hercules, Blightsteel, Caracas. I mean, Karn actually might be good in this version. I don't like Karn against Ravager shops, but against Golos, it might be reasonable. And then we're boarding out Probe, Misstep, Bluster, Soul Guide Lantern, Narset. Maybe we just don't need to play Citadel in any capacity here. Something like this. I don't know. I actually haven't mapped it out. I'm not gonna lie to you. I didn't do that much prep. I took a list. I looked at the metagame. I made a new list, and that's where we're at. I think I'm like this though. I mean, I could keep Citadel in. I don't think there's like very many times that Colossus isn't gonna do it though. Oh my god, 20 month resub for one of the founders of the vintage streaming community, Geeky Jackson. You're a powerful wizard. Appreciate that. Oh, I think they attacked wrong twice, Joe. I think both of their attacks were bad. Well, they just like had no reason to. Yeah, I don't know. It was a little bit weird. I think I'm gonna do this though. I don't think you need Citadel in this matchup when you have Blightsteel as your board card. You need Citadel in this matchup if you have Stinks of the Steel Wind as your board card. I guess that's true, Sunrays. We did have 3 attackers, so yeah, 1 spell. That's only because they attacked, right? If they just chose not to attack with their construct, which was pretty bad anyways, that would have been I would need they would have had 1 more attacker, but they would have been blocking for 3. Yeah, I just wouldn't that wouldn't have worked. Yeah, I think their attack was just a little sus. Moxen? That was not a good draw. This is not a great card in the matchup, but I do like to keep. Maybe I'm not actually supposed to keep it in this situation. Kind of interesting. Normally, like, not a great card in the matchup, but you kind of need it anyways. But this is that was open to trap, but I think it's fine. Ooh, wow. Okay, so I have a 5th mana, and I also have a Karn TCG. So I'm gonna leave the Krakus first in case we need to draw land. I mean, I'm gonna spin if I don't need it, but who's the real Karn tribal deck now? Wasteland? Ha? 3 islands? This could have been a Tundra. Revoker. All right. So they're probably gonna revoke top, but if they revoke Soul Ring, we really want this Caracas. So we'll just leave it. I think they're gonna revoke top, I would assume. But they might revoke Soul Ring, in which case we have nothing going for us, and it'd be really, really bad. We'll have to see what they choose to do. At least we'll have a top still going. They did revoke Soul Ring. Interesting. Oh, they have a sphere. That's why. Okay. Really pretty unfortunate because can't do shit. Tinker. I am how far away from Tinker? I am currently 2 mana away from Tinker, especially if I get Wastelanded. I mean, Tinker's the way we're going to win this game, though. So I think what I'm going to do is float this Tinker on top and... Maybe I want to just draw the second top. I'm going to hold this Caracas, I think. I don't really see any reason to just expose it to Wasteland for no reason. Yeah, this combination was pretty good after Thorn, for sure. They have Crucible. All right. Well, we're definitely not playing our Caracas then. As long as they don't do a Strip Mine, though, it's not the end of the world. I guess by playing a top, we can't spin again, which is a problem. So I guess we're not playing a top. We kind of need... That's just not good. We kind of need like a Tolarian Academy. I really wanted to play a top, so at some point we could like draw with our top, still have Metalcraft, but... Well, now I'm really dead. Alright, so we just need to draw... The 3rd card down has to be a Tolarian Academy, basically. They had a really strong draw in terms of the number of hateful spheres that they had. All right, so I'm gonna F6 through 3 turns here. Like I said, there's no reason to play this Caracas out to get Wastelanded. I guess if I want to play this Sensei's Top, we would play it out, but... Alright, they had a follow-up Golos, so now we're strip locked. I guess we still have an out. We still have Academy as an out. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to play this other top, which could give us enough to make an Academy an out. Shops is fine. This version of Shops is not fine. I think this Shops is like easily the weaker choice between the two, but I like Car Shops right now. I think it's fine. All right, so we lose our mana base, but we at least can draw the Academy next turn and still have a chance to win the game. Yeah, I just don't think Golos Shops is a good Magic the Gathering deck. Needle on... I mean, we shouldn't really care about Wasteland when we're playing 3 islands in our deck, Cho. So I don't... Or Tuesday. So I don't really think that's the thing. That's a plan. All right, I need a Tolarian Academy right now. Do another island, but not good enough. Car Shops, because it actually puts a clock on your opponent. No one's really playing like combo right now. Combo's pretty bad. All right, so we could obviously change the Yogwell. I don't think the Yogwell is like horrible. I just don't think it's great. I do kind of like Citadel on the play. I just don't think I need it. I think there's like very few games where the Light Steel's not going to win. I mean, Doomsday is just not a large metagame percentage. I don't know. Like I've seen the metagame percentage. It's not heavily played. We played against one of the few Doomsday experts in round 1, right? So, I think everyone just adapted to Doomsday. I don't like balance against them at all, really. It's not like it might be better than Yogwell. It might be better than Yogwell. I'm really not a fan of balance versus Golos, but it might be better than Yogwell. If this game we need a Yogwell, I'm gonna... So I'm like thinking from like a different perspective on my other Esper list kind of need a Yogwell sometimes, but this one doesn't look like it. Like when you take out Citadel and have Colossus, you don't really need your Yogwell anymore because your way to win is Colossus. So, all right, I'm fine with that. Let's do that. We're just looking for like a heavy mana start with a powerful spell on turn 1 where they have no choice but to have had Mindbreak Trap in their deck for some reason. God, it's so close. So close. Well, again. Yeah, this is what I'm talking about. I can't play around Trap, but this is a classic Justin tournament hand versus Shops. There's no way I'm playing around Trap either, by the way. I'm just putting a Blightsteel in play turn 1 and asking them to beat it. Thanks, June. Appreciate that. Yo, isn't London Mulligan broken? If this was not London Mulligan, our hand would have been no Tinker and a Blightsteel Colossus in our hand. London Mulligan is the most crazy thing that they've ever done. It's so broken in Vintage. It's actually unbelievable how broken the London Mulligan is. I'm surprised it like doesn't get talked about enough. It really like it changed the way Vintage is played. I think Mulliganing is just like crazy now. I mean, they might have Mindbreak Trap, but I don't care. Beat it. Beat it. All right, if I lose, then this is a really rough screenshot. But I got to get Manguchi tags when I can and increase my my Twitter interactions. I mean, they can have, yeah, there are answers, but whatever. They're on Golos, Montoya. Hmm. Yep. I saw your round one went really late. How's your Saturday going? If they have an answer, we'll put two posts. Yeah. They have a maze. They could have a maze, right? Not bad. It was a really crazy match versus one of those Japanese Doomsday players. Crazy, crazy game. It was really, really interesting, actually. All right, so they live for a turn here. If they get an Inventor's Fair and they have an Ensnaring Bridge in their deck, there's a chance. All we want to do is draw a blue card for Force or a Hurkyl's Recall. Yep. Yes, this is not the most interesting game of Magic. I just cast Tinker because Tinker's broken, so. And so is London Mulligan, which is nice. Thanks, name. Our friend Kim hooked us up with a new background. They also are the artists behind I'm Actually PO, I'm Actually Mindbreak Trap, and I Am Actually Powerful. So I put a link in chat if you want to check out Kim's YouTube, Twitch channel. They do like great, crazy, crazy pixel art. Really, really cool. Got a nice updated overlay. It's really clean. But they went Inventor's Fair, so if they have Ensnaring Bridge in their deck, it's as possible. Blue card, beautiful. I can't repeal this, unfortunately, but I do have the counter spell for the Ensnaring Bridge. So all they needed to do is draw a Moxen. If they draw a Moxen, then they can activate Ensnaring Bridge, or activate Inventor's Fair, get Ensnaring Bridge, and cast it. They don't know that I have Force, but I just cut a pic. I just like took a picture of Oof and made it a square. That one was on me. Sure, Strip Mine. They don't have Metalcraft right now, so they can't activate that. Okay, that's a play. So now they have Metalcraft. They have 4 mana. Wow, opponent ended up getting all the mana they needed to find Ensnaring Bridge. That's crazy to me. That's wild. Now, do they keep it in their deck? Obviously we have Force, so we're gonna win anyways. But nope, they have Grafdigger's Cage. No Ensnaring Bridge. No Ensnaring Bridge. GG, Hodor. GG. They had all kinds of hate, but nothing for the turn 1 Blightsteel. All right, we'll take it. That's a very classic Justin match. Yeah, Sphinx would have been. I mean, Sphinx might also have won there, but Blightsteel is clearly better versus Shops and Dredge, which is the reason why we're playing it this weekend instead of Sphinx of the Steelwind. Yeah, Tinker's broken. Tinker's like the only reason people play PO. You win like 50% or higher of your games in PO by tinkering. PO is like your plan B. I know that's a 4 of, so people, think about PO more often, but I actually think you win, at least from the data that Bryant is collecting, you win with more times with Tinker than you do with PO. PO is a Tinker deck, not a PO deck. Agreed. Yeah, Sphinx is for the bizarre decks that are not Dredge, so like Hollowvine, Horrorvine, and Hogak Vine. And then it's also pretty good against Bug and Dak. But I think that everyone saw Sphinx of the Steel win during the Eternal Weekend events. Everybody knows about the tech now. All of the decks that I just mentioned can answer a Sphinx of the Steel win if they choose to do so in deck building. So I kind of felt like it wasn't really worth the slot anymore. With Dredge and Shops being on the uptick, both Ravager Shops and Dredge are both on the uptick. I switched back to Blightsteel because Blightsteel is just much better in those matchups. What's up, Ryan?